Howzit Guys? It's good to see you guys again. I'm so glad I'm back on this YouTube thing. I've been loving it all the way. Today's video is completely different though. We are going to give away 5 preset packs. I use these presets in all of my photos, especially on my Instagram. But we're gonna head back into the studio now and then we're gonna edit these photos. But we'll see you guys there. But presets are really useful in terms of building that foundation, and then on top of that going and making all the small changes so that the preset fits your photo. So you'll find the link to the presets in the description. I've also attached the photos that I'll be using in the video so that you guys can actually use the preset that I used on the photo that I'm also using if you guys want to edit along with me. But anyways, let's jump into it. If you have no idea how to get the presets into your Lightroom, there's a link in the description that'll take you to another video that'll show you how to get the presets into your Lightroom. Okay, so starting off, our first preset that I'm going to be showing you guys is the orange and teal preset. This is probably the most overused preset used by any content creator. It's basically first you want to click on the preset here on the left like that, and then go down over here to your calibration. Your calibration, this is where orange and teal, this is where the magic happens, like that, like that. You can see the switches on the right. They are so you can see your before and your after. Super helpful. I usually always add the orange and teal in the calibration, these type of settings, to all my photos, generally because not only does it add that orange and teal vibe, but it also makes the colors more pure and more vibrant, and it often takes away that unwanted purpleness tint, and then gives it more of a greenish tint, which like allows the colors to be more vibrant, if that makes sense. As you can see over here in the sky over here, there is a very light purple tint. You might not be able to see it. It's something that I see and it annoys me because I want a blue sky. Adding the orange and teal takes away that purpleness and just makes it overall a much more pleasing aesthetic photo. Okay, so for our next preset we have a low light preset. So first, obviously, add the low light preset. Just click on it. All the settings apply on the right. So as you can see, it is quite an orange photo. I prefer the orangeness. I just prefer nice, vibrant, punchy photos. If you want to make it cooler so it can fit your feed, bring your temperature just down and you'll have a more cooler photo to work with. But I'm going to stick with the orange because I prefer it. One thing with presets as well, don't forget to use your brush tool. Your brush tool allows you to only manipulate and edit certain parts of the photo. So for example, I want this gas mask to stand out more. So I'm going to brush over it. As you can see, show selected mask overlay at the bottom. Click on that and it'll show you what you're busy editing. So for our next preset pack, we have the car overcast. Now as you can see, it's quite blown out, not really a good looking photo. What you want to do is bring your exposure down. That way you're able to see everything that's going on in the photo. In all of my presets, I haven't adjusted the exposure tab at all, purely because if your sunset photo, for example, is overexposed, my exposure that I've set in the preset won't work then, if that makes sense. You need to adjust the exposure for your own photo. Okay, cool. So I brought my exposure down because the photo was quite overexposed. Another thing I like to do is that brush tool, show selected mask overlay, brush over that car. As you can see, the car stands out so much more. It looks so much better in my opinion. Just be careful that when you brushed over it, it doesn't affect areas that is not the car. Otherwise, it just looks like a really bad job of editing. But right there, we love it. Bring those blacks down a bit more, bring those whites up, bring the contrast up a bit. It looks so much better. Also, you want to crop the photo a bit. Unfortunately, I got a bit of the car that I was shooting from in the photo, which I don't really want. Hold shift. Hold there and it'll keep the ratio of your photo. The next preset that I'm also giving away is a sunset skin tones preset. One thing that I've seen in a lot of sunset photos is that people don't actually edit the skin tone. They completely edit a beautiful sunset photo, but then the skin tones are completely blown out. They don't look realistic, or they just look very green sometimes, or way too orange. So once again, I didn't touch the exposure tab, but now I'm about to touch the exposure tab. Bring it up a bit more, make it more bright. I think that is perfect. I'm gonna bring that contrast up a little bit more. But as you can see, my whites tab is quite low compared to the other presets. The reason is the moment you bring your preset whites up, her throat here is completely blown out and it just isn't such a nice photo. Even though it makes the background look very nice, her skin tones don't look realistic at all. So you want to bring your whites down again In this preset, I didn't touch the calibration at all to give that orange and teal vibe that I said that I always give to my photos. Purely because when you switch it on, her skin is way too orange and way too saturated. Even if you bring your blues a bit down, the sky is also way too oversaturated, and it looks heavily edited, and that's not what you really want to do to your photo. Our last preset and our last photo that we're going to edit is the drone ocean preset, right here. So recently I got myself a drone, and the first thing that I noticed when taking photos with the drone of an ocean is that it tends to make the water greener than what it actually is, and I don't like green water. I don't think anyone does. So I edited and gave that like typical tropical Bali water vibe situation. That's once again that was achieved here at the bottom in calibration. If you switch it off, you'll see green water, and that's not what you want. When you switch it on again, you get that nice blue water, and that's exactly what you want because it just looks so much more pleasing. Once again, whites are all the way up. It makes the waves here at the bottom stand out a lot more, as you can see. Alright guys, that's today's video. I hope you guys managed to learn something new. If you guys do use these presets and post them on Instagram, please tag me. I'm keen to see what you guys create with my presets. But otherwise, I hope you guys are doing well. Keep it simple, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.